Hi there guys, I hope you are okay. Today I'm going to be recommending 5 YA books that are currently on my TBR and should be on yours as well. So I'm going to be recommending books that I actually haven't read yet, but the premise just sounds like such a fun time that I'm already recommending them because I have high faith in all of them being books I will love. Obviously, these are all going to be 5-star predictions based on what I've said. So this is why I'm recommending them, so you can put them on your TBR before I've even read them. The first book I want to recommend to you is Storybound by Emily Mackay. This follows a girl who is in love with reading. She walks into a bookstore and walks out into the pages of her favourite book. Then she suddenly realises that her book boyfriend, who she's been in love with for such a long time, is actually real, but he doesn't know the fate that awaits him in book 5. She decides that she wants to save his life, but by doing that, she will change the story. If she changes the story, can she ever get home? It just sounds amazing. It sounds like a book lover's dream. Imagine being able to enter the world of your favourite book. Imagine then finding out that the person that you've made your book boyfriend is there and that you can save his life. That just sounds so fun, so interesting. It sounds like a real book lover's dream. And I'm already obsessed with this. I cannot wait to read it. And it sounds like a romance, so it's not my typical kind of thing. But I feel like because it's such a bookish related story, I'm going to be obsessed with it. I'm going to love every minute of this journey. Now, the next book I want to recommend to you is The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. Now, this is a story about a girl that has grown up to be a con artist. She was brought up by her mother, who was a con artist, and she has learned the ways of being a con artist. Then she ends up being held up in a bank as some bank robbers take the place hostage. And she suddenly realises that because of her abilities and the fact that nobody really knows who she is the only person that can get these people out alive. And she uses her skills. At the same time, I know that we follow her backstory from all of the girls that she has been to the girl she is now. And the story just sounds so dark and interesting, but it also feels like we're going to be really taken on a journey. And it's one that I have seen batting around for so long. It's only just been released and it has already got a big hype. I cannot wait to read this. It has been recommended by a few of my friends already. I'm obsessed. I'm hooked. This needs to be on people's TBRs. I can't wait to read it. Now, thirdly, I want to recommend the book Cut Off by Adrian Finley. Now, this is a story about a game where people go into the wilderness and try to survive the longest. The people go in, and the longer you can survive without tapping out, the better it is for your chances of winning. If you make it to the end without tapping out, then you will win. However, the game suddenly becomes very dark. Suddenly, when people try and tap out, there is nobody there to save you. And it gets very, very dark very, very quickly. I am obsessed with all sorts of games and tournaments. It's giving me the Hunger Games vibes, but it's also looking very sci-fi futuristic. It's a reality TV type of show. It seems like something I would be absolutely obsessed with, and I think the cover is absolutely stunning. I think the plot sounds amazing. If you like games and tournaments, as well as a reality TV sci-fi element of realizing that there is nobody coming to save you, this is 100% a book for you. I cannot wait to read it. Next is going to be a book I've recommended a few times already, and that is the book Heartstream by Tom Pollock. This story follows an app where you can upload your feelings and people can live stream exactly how you feel at any given moment. The story follows one girl who uploads all of her thoughts and feelings and emotions surrounding her mother's illness and eventual death. On the day of her mother's funeral, our main character arrives home to find a man in her kitchen with a bomb strapped to him, and he tells her that it is time they had a talk. This sounds amazing. It sounds like this world, a real world setting, where there is just one big difference that has really changed the world, and that is the Heartstream app where you can connect your emotions. It's very much like Spotify for your emotions. People know what you're listening to at any given point. People know what you're feeling at any given point, and they can feel it with you. and it sounds really just dark, that whole concept of the app. And then the concept of potentially someone becoming so obsessed with you because they know so much about you, because they know how much you feel, that they have broken into your home and say that they need to talk to you. And the story just seems so dark and so interesting, because why is this man in our main character's kitchen? Why does he have a bomb strapped to himself? What do they have to talk about? It gives so many questions that I am desperate to have answered. If you are looking for like a really dark thriller with a bit of a sci-fi twist with the new app idea, make sure you check this book out. It is 100% a 5-star prediction, and I cannot wait. And finally, the last book I'm going to be recommending to you today is The Beckoning Shadow by Catherine Blair. This is one I've spoken about a lot recently. I read Unchosen by Catherine Blair and I was obsessed. This is her debut novel. This follows our main character, Vesper Montgomery, who has the ability to turn people's worst fears into a reality. Vesper meets people who are like her, and that leads on to her entering a competition which is called the Battling of the Unraveling. The whole point of this tournament is you can battle it out for a chance to rewrite the past. Vesper desperately wants this, and she suddenly takes up the help of an MMA fighter called Sam, who has a broken heart, and Vesper wants to win the tournament to try and mend his broken heart, knowing it will break hers in the process. I want to read this primarily because it is a Catherine Blair book. I'm obsessed with her writing just from the one book I've already read. I can't wait to read more. The cover is stunning and it just sounds really interesting. Again, it is a book with a tournament and a game, battling it out to win. If you're interested in that kind of thing, make sure you pick this up. I was obsessed with the cover. I was obsessed with the other book. I'm obsessed with the idea of reading this. It is 100% a 5-star prediction and I cannot wait to read it. So these are the 5 books I've recommended to you that are on my TBR. I genuinely believe that all of these books should be on your TBR because all of them, whilst they're very different in plot and substance and genre, they all attract me so much, and I feel as though if you're interested in any of these things, any sort of romance and going into this fantasy world, any sort of thrill and mystery and a journey to learn about a character, any sort of reality TV show where you are stranded and it's got sci-fi elements, any sort of thrill of trying to figure out what's going on with a new sci-fi app going around, or any sort of competition where you get a chance to rewrite the past and you have supernatural abilities. All of this sounds amazing. All of these sound like books I cannot wait to read. I can't wait to see if any of you guys add these to your TBR. Let me know down in the comments if any of these interest you and if you will be adding any of them to your TBR if they are not on your TBR already. Also, if you want, please feel free, if you think these sound like any other books I might enjoy, to recommend those books down below. But other than that, guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.